Season 3, Episode 7, Quiet Inlet. You know, I don't even know what an inlet is, but one thing I do know is that we're gonna go ham with the airbrush, because we're always back with the airbrush. You know how it is out here, chat. You know how it is. Even though it's been a minute, we're still chilling. Are you doing anything exciting today, Prak? On this Labor Day Monday? I think my dad's gonna barbecue something later. For the first time in a little bit, because it's been a while since he's used the barbecue. He got it and was going crazy with it for like every day for the first week. He just went crazy with it, and then he hasn't really used it since, hardly. Like, I low-key always thought that was a bit weird that he got a brand new barbecue and went crazy with it for a week and a half, and then just didn't after that. I'm like, okay. Yeah. How is it September already, bruh? August didn't, like, nothing happened in August. That's a lie, we went to your house. That is what happened in August. So much to do this month. I wish I could have one weekend day where I can stay home. Do you have to go out today and do stuff? Question mark? Yeah, next weekend, and next weekend, and next weekend. Oh my god, yes. Love this. Love that for you. Alright, you already know how it is. We're getting a mountain going, baby. I think this color will do fine. Something yesterday or today could have been chill days, but nope, he finally has other plans. Lovers. My condolences. My condolences, Mr. City. Oh, did you see that my dad and I went to the ice cream place 2 days ago and I got a sundae? And it was not Kids Dream. I was like, ooh, not getting Kids Dream, Poggies. I don't know if you saw that in the food channel or not. But low-key, I actually don't know if I would get that again. I don't know. I kind of like the simplicity of just like the regular ice cream thing I've been getting before. I don't know, it kind of like vibed better. It was still good. It was really fucking messy. Like that shit was like leaking all over my hand. I was like, bruh, y'all really like filled this up as much as you possibly could and then some. I guess they weren't cheaping out, which is cool in that regard, but like, goddamn. I was like, come on. Thankfully, we had wet, like towelettes, moist towelettes in the car, so that's good. Wet wipes, as some might say. So that went hard. I think mine. I forget what it was even called. Like it was like a double cookie something. Crumble? I don't know. But there was some kind of like chunk in it. I don't know what it was, like a cookie dough chunk maybe or something. It had like kind of like this artificial like taste to it. I don't know. So that was kind of off-putting. Might just go back to my brownie flurries. I don't know. The brownie flurry went kind of hard. We'll see, we'll see. Yo, Alana, good morning. Can't do the cones for the exact reason. I always get the dish. Yeah, the sundae I got was in like a little bowl thingy, but yeah, they overflowed it. But Vince was actually with us at the ice cream place 2 weekends ago, and he got a cone. I think his was leaking pretty quickly, or dripping pretty quickly. Morning, Aaron. Is Jess doing good in the primary friend tryouts? Yeah, I think it must have been fake cookie dough pieces. I remember the brownie flurry and the cookies and cream flurry, I think were really good. I'll probably go back to those. But I remember before we went there, I was like thinking about it. I was like, I want to try a flurry. I just want to get something different, or get a sundae just to try something different. Because I've always just gotten like a flurry, except one time I got a lime slushy from there, and that was really bad. Would not recommend it. The flavor on that was not good. It tasted very artificial. I ended up having half of it, then I threw it out when I got home. I was like, yeah, I'm not finishing this. This is just like unhype, unfortunately. Or fake cheesecake bites. Is that a common thing you've came across? Fake cheesecake bites? Morning, Jess. How's the tryout going? Also, I feel when David asked me earlier, or I asked David earlier, like when are you playing Lethal with us again, Blubbers? And then he was like, when do you guys usually play? :0. So maybe he'll game again. Pausers. Fake cheesecake is so bad. Thoughts, Prack? I know you're a cheesecake slut. It's good. Yes. I will say though, this ice cream place is definitely not as good as Dairy Delight, that is for sure. I think I have said that at some point, but I'm like, yeah, this place is like, it's good. It's definitely good, and it's convenient that it's really close. Like those go hard. Because that's the unfortunate thing with Dairy Delight. It's like 20 minutes to get there, or like 15 minutes to get there. So it's like further out. So that's a little unlucky. Like the one unfortunate thing, but I think Dairy Delight is just so good. They're a classic. They're a staple. Also, Max went offline, Blubbers. I was watching that. Oh. Unfortunate, TBH. Damn. Bob Ross is live. Imagine if he was doing the same painting that I'm doing. That would have been crazy. Also, what happened to the DK rando races, Prac? Are they just like done? It feels like it's been multiple weeks since you've done one. Okay, I'm about on pace for like yeah. I think this mountain line should be a little bit higher, but that's okay. We'll make it work. It always works out in the end. That's one thing. One thing that you might not realize with the Mario Paint canvas versus a typical Bob Ross canvas is that the Mario Paint canvas is just a little bit skinnier vertically. So it's a little bit shorter than a typical Bob Ross canvas, like this one is. So there's always has to be something that gets compromised. It's usually hard to fit everything in it. Morning Owl. Yeah, the Mario Paint revival arc. We're out here. We're really out here. Qualifiers finished and you didn't do enough to qualify? You didn't do enough to qualify? Really? I thought you were doing like a ton. Unless if you mean like if you didn't get enough like points or something, like if you didn't place well enough? Question mark? I don't know. Damn. I guess are people just like not doing normal races anymore? Or you're just not joining them maybe? Question mark. Like I always remember like with Wind Waker rando races how towards like the start of the season, you know, people were like we're grinding them bitches, doing like hella races, and then like towards the end of it, like nobody would be doing races because everyone was just fucking burnt. Like I definitely remember like in season 5, like towards like the end, like literally nobody was doing races other than like their tourney races. That's what I remember.
Look at all these people. I don't know any of them.
Amazing.
Wow.
I think it's scheduled for the 16 months. Now it's like a super zany face. That was a 7 TV emote today, I learned. Morning. There's weeklies and friendlies, but not interested. Damn, Prac only wanted the glory. Understandable though, if true. What's in the oatmeal skittle? You know, I ran out of peanut butter like 2 weeks ago or so, and I just haven't gotten more. I need to get more peanut butter. Something I've noticed, like with me having oatmeal still like basically every day, is that peanut butter is like sauce for oatmeal, if that makes any sense. Like if you're having like some kind of food that usually would have sauce with it and you just don't have sauce with it, that's kind of what like having oatmeal without peanut butter is like for me. It's like missing the thing that makes it real juicy and like extra good. As much as I eat oatmeal, I will definitely tell you that I think like just if you just have a bowl of oats on their own, I think it's pretty bad. Like you need stuff with oatmeal, but thankfully I still have stuff with it. Like today my oatmeal had the oats, it had a little bit of salt, some cinnamon. We were basically out of strawberries, so I had like 2 strawberries sliced into it, and then some coconut shavings, chia seeds, some almonds, walnuts, and some blueberries, and a banana. But it's like the peanut butter really like just ties it all together. Damn, just strawberries in your oatmeal skittle? That's it? I'll need to come over there and make you some butter oatmeal. Some butter approved oatmeal. PB to oatmeal is like spaghetti to marinara. True. Not putting butter in your oatmeal. You know, people probably do that, honestly. Oh, okay, so I actually have a question for y'all pro Michelin star certified chefs out here. I'm pretty sure later my dad wants me to make some basically homemade sweet potato fries in the air fryer. He mentioned that the other day, so I assume I'm still supposed to do that like in a few hours or like in an hour and a half maybe. So if you want it to be crispier, so I feel like they don't normally turn out super crispy. Like, do you want to cook it for like longer, but like at a lower temperature? Is that what you want to do? But I feel like last time, like when I let them cook like longer, it just ended up kind of like getting a little like charred. So I don't know if there's like a secret strat you have to do for it. Asking for a friend. Shorter for higher temp. But could be wrong. I'm using an air fryer. I could put it in the oven, honestly. Because like the baskets are kind of small, and like if I put too much in it, that I know that's not good. So like maybe I could try doing it just like in the actual oven, maybe. Have them all like spaced out, because I know you're supposed to have them like all spaced out in the air fryer. You don't want them to be. You don't want them to be all like pressed up against each other. Damn, did you just like Google it, Brack? It could be the temperature of your fryer was too low, that you used too much oil, or that you crammed too many fries into one batch. Preheating before adding sweet potato fries to the air fryer also guarantees the crispiest results. Our air fryer doesn't make you preheat it at all. Like you just like hit the power button, like select the temperature and like how long, and you just hit the it's literally a play and pause button you hit, but you just hit the button and it just starts. Like it doesn't make you preheat it. And we have like a Ninja air fryer, which it does work pretty good. I like it for what it is. That's true. I could turn it on without anything in it and like then put it in, like let it run for like a minute maybe. Because if I want to make like enough like for both of us, like a good amount, I need to cook like I need to cut up at least 2 sweet potatoes. And last time when I was trying it, I just did 1 sweet potato, and I did like half in one basket and half in the other basket, because our air fryer is 2 baskets, 2 separate baskets. So I would have to like do that whole process like twice. Like, so maybe it might be better to do it in the oven potentially. Maybe you do it in the oven and then throw it in the air fryer, maybe for like a few minutes. Could that be a play? Probably buying the battle pass gets you the 2 skins. Really? Are they changing the battle passes? Because like the current one, like you definitely still have to like, you know, you buy it and you get like the first rank skin, and then you have to get to level 50 to get the second skin. So unless they're changing it, Question mark. Oh, really? If you just buy them... Oh. Today I learned. I didn't know that's how that worked. Huh. Let's say the UI doesn't make that very clear. Like, maybe they say it somewhere random, but I've never heard that before. I don't know, so... You're supposed to let it run for 5 minutes or so. Interesting. No, I don't know. I might just try it in the oven, honestly, because I haven't tried it in the oven. But thoughts on trying it in the oven and then, like, tossing it in the air fryer for, like, a couple of minutes? What are your thoughts on that? Is that a good play? Or do you think that's just, like, not worth it? Because considering the batch size I'm gonna want to make, I think doing it in the oven would probably be a good play. In my IMO. I honestly kind of want to use black for this, I think. Or I just put a little bit of black in here. I think that'll make it kind of like pop a bit better. Can all of what you're baking in the oven fit into the air fryer all at once? I mean, it can fit into the air fryer all at once. The thing is that last time when I tried doing, like, cutting up 2 sweet potatoes into, like, little chunks to, like, air fry them, they were all, like, crammed together in both air fryer baskets. Whereas, like, I know, like, they usually say, like, oh, have them all, like, spread out so, like, they cook better. And I remember when I was doing it that time, I had to cook it for so long because they just, like, weren't getting very cooked at all. They were still, like, super soft, which is not what I was going for. So that was a bit tragic because it just took, like, a long time. I don't know. I'll probably just do the oven. I'll let y'all know how it goes if anybody asks. I'm like, all right, this is how it went. Like, all the cooking can be achieved with one appliance. Never heard of instance of using both. Yeah, I don't know. I'm no professional out here. That's for sure. I'm no pro. I haven't cooked something in our oven in I don't even know what the last time or last thing. Actually, I think I do remember. I'm pretty sure the last thing I would have cooked in our oven would have been probably like 2 years ago minimum, when I was on this little arc of getting these, like, jalapeno onion rings from Walmart. They were honestly pretty good for what they were. That feels so long ago. Don't own an air fryer. Honestly, you're probably in the minority in that one. Morning, Arma. And Morpheus. How are you now? As Blue Bob would say. Yeah. So good news is that I'm pretty sure I figured out the reason as to why the chat on my dashboard, and when I would pop it out, like it would take like 3 minutes to connect, specifically only there. I'm pretty sure I figured out the reason as to why that's been happening for like however long now. Because it hasn't been happening anymore. And for those unaware, for the longest time, when I would go to my dashboard on Twitch and like I would pop out my chat window, or just even go to my dashboard at all, the chat window would like be connecting for like 3 minutes for some reason, and it would only happen on my dashboard, and I'd be like, why the fuck is this happening? And I think the reasoning behind that was that, so I use a bookmark to get to my dashboard just like really quickly, which is easy enough, works. But a long time ago, the dashboard URL used to just be like twitch.tv / whatever your username is /dashboard. But they changed that at some point to be a completely different URL. And I was still using the old, like my bookmark still used the old URL for the dashboard. But it would still direct me to the new dashboard. But then the chat window would take like multiple minutes to connect. So then I changed my bookmark to be the new URL, and then it just like stopped like doing that connecting thing. So I was like, that doesn't make any sense to me, how it like redirects back to the new dashboard, but the chat window got all fucked up. I just don't even get that. Like, is the chat window like using a different thing altogether? Like, I can't even like fathom that. That's an actual @fig. So now my chat window for my chat seems to be good. Your Twitch dashboard just gives messages sometimes. Do you look at your chat just from your dashboard directly? I never do that while I'm streaming. I always pop out my chat window every time. Mario Paint, baby. Twitch bugs? Yeah, for real. Wouldn't be Twitch without some Twitch bugs. Not would it? Oh, yeah, also at Arma, I guess at Prac and Morpheus is that. Actually, when's Morpheus playing Lethal with us again? But David was saying earlier, like, oh, when do you guys? Well, I was like, when are you playing with us again? (lowercase c), and then he was like, when do you guys play? And then I was like, I gave him the sauce, and then so eyes emoji. Maybe he'll play with us in the near future. Be Pog. He did say, I've been playing so much League. Oh my god. Usually I do, now I just pop out the chat window from OBS instead. And one has worked well for me lately. I still don't log in to my Twitch through OBS. I just never did that. I know it's like some newfangled shit that people do. I don't know, but I've seen it. That it's kind of cool though. Adge time, yes. Exclamation mark, gift Morpheus a sub. You would play, but it's gotta be not late. Oh yeah, I did see that you said that you gotta work at 4 AM tomorrow. Is that when you have to be there, or is that when you have to wake up? Because, yep. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. See if people are finna, I guess. See how the day goes. Also, do I want to use a little bit of yellow up here? Just like a tiny, just a little bit. You'll probably wake up at 4:30. Feels good. Love this. Waking up early AF. Poggers. It is quiet AF. That is true. I always remember when I was doing like opening shift at McDonald's way back when, being around like I think I would get there around, I think 5:30 or so, 5:36-ish, and I remember like walking to work. It was like pretty damn quiet, kind of like unique, but I was never walking at that time otherwise outside. It was kind of serene, kind of nice. It was low-key really interesting in winter time because usually it wouldn't be very windy at that time. It would just be like silent. Which I will always say that is the absolute worst part about winter, is that when it's just fucking windy as shit, it sucks. Oh yeah, the traffic being nicer, that's true. Good old chill traffic with the boys. Damn. A rare shy appearance. Damn. Good morning. How are you? Yeah, it's been a long time. Real shy hours out here. Where's Blue Bob at? Yeah, where is Blue Bob at? He's been like, he's been non-existent for a minute. You've returned. Good morning. You had today a 4-hour nap after work. Damn. How did that go? Well, you said it was good. Okay, so I guess it went good. And I was wondering when Justin was gonna show up. I was like, is Justin gonna get his watch streak today? The thing that he cares ever so dearly about. Yeah, we're out here with the Mario paint again. You know, something I found out recently for all my fellow Blue Sky users out here new-ish social media platform that isn't run by a stupid dumb fuck. Anyways, I found out you can put like a hashtag in your profile description, and you can just like click on it and be like, see all posts with this hashtag by
Look at all these
that
people.
this
I don't
user.
know any of them. Amazing.
Amazing.
Wow.
Dropped your Prime sub that I use maybe twice a year. Thank you, Shy, for the Prime. Appreciate it. Don't worry, if you ever forget to use your Prime, just check to see if you're subbed here. Smile. And use it here. Smile. Also, yo, Archimedes Bones, good morning. And Anna, good morning. Get the calendar. Mario Paint Monday's back. Oh, you probably didn't hear this, Anna, but I was asking David earlier, when are you playing Lethal with us again? And he was like, when do you guys play normally? And then when I told him, he was like, lowercase o. So I'm like, ooh, are we in there potentially? Are we potentially in there?
Look at all these people. I don't know any of them.
You saw Blue Sky got over 1 million new users after Twitter got banned in Brazil. Yeah, I definitely heard that too. They had like their biggest surge like ever. So Alana, thank you for the Prime Gaming for 32 months. Damn, Hype Train level 1. Do I get anything for being the channel the Hype Train is on? Or is it only if you actually participate in subbing? Alright, well, if you ever felt like, damn, I need to spend money on something, this is your time. Smile. I think it's kind of hype, though, that Hype Train emotes are actually, like, good now. Like, the earlier Hype Train emotes from when they first started doing them, they were so garbage.
I don't know any of them.
They were terrible.
Wow.
But now they actually give out like good emotes, which is crazy. 85 bids. Is that just like the rest of what you had, Justin? Thank you for the 85 bits and the not Prime Gaming. Damn, you and Shy have been subbed for the same amount of months. That kind of means you're like dating, I think. Like low key. Pretty sure that's what that means. Damn, Justin, you upgraded to your 100 bits. Oh my god. As you know, as a Twitch partner, he had to have more than just 85 bits in the bank, of course. You want an emote? Do you have to, like, participate a certain amount in a hype train to get an emote? Like, is it more than just sub? I don't really know how the specifics of a hype train work exactly. I don't have my train license, I just ain't. There was once dogs as hype train emotes, the only time I cared, and didn't get the one you wanted. Fuck. That's so tragic. I don't know if I've seen the dog ones. I know they have like, as one of like the newer ones, they have like the fucking like gritty goose as one. I know people like that one a lot. You need to get the hype train to at least level 2.
Look at all these people. I don't know any of them.
Or else they don't give them out.
Amazing. Wow.
Oh, with the tier 1. I guess first time on this account. Appreciate it. I don't know what the number would be. That'd be cool if you could, if you like wanted to make a new account, like merge like your streaks over. TY. Oh yeah, it is September. What is it? You just get like 25% off subs? I actually don't know what the specifics are for this September. I'll always remember the very first September was just, it was just 50% off subs. That was it. No bullshit, no confusion, just half off subs the whole month. And it was straight to the point. And then it was either the year after or 2 years after that, like the next September they did. It was just like so confusing for their September rules. Crystal clear as Frankenstein, as blunt as a bomb. One compound word. This goddamn motherfucking sons of bitches. Fucking football. And it's one of the worst games I've ever played. September. Damn, just... New Splice just dropped. That was before gift subs existed. Setting a new record. Keep going until the clock runs out. Damn, apparently this is the biggest hype train I've had. Allegedly. According to twitch.tv. According to dashboard.twitch.tv/popout/u/. Anyways. Well, I hope the emote, like, does everybody get the same emote? Or does it just like, does everybody get like a random emote? Hopefully you get a good emote from this. I think Twitch should bring back the daily Pog Champs, where all of them sucked complete ass, and were not even a Pog Champ expression. I know most of us in here remember that one. Sub prices went from 4 to 5 euros, then slapped negative 25% discount on them, so 374 now. Yeah, they got put up in price in Canada as well. Tragically. Damn, I get an emote also. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking shit together. Hype chest. Oh, damn, I don't think I've ever seen this before. Open. Batter up. All right, it's telling me to share my thing. Choo choo. Damn. When's he gonna swing though? Pausers, pause champ. Hype chests on the way. I repeat, hype chests are on the way. What do you think of this painting so far? Is it looking good? There's some reward you get from hype train emotes where it's just a balloon animal. Is it called giraffe? Smile. Thanks for the hype train. This is the best September ever. Did y'all get anything hype? I need to see if y'all got anything cool from that. Oh, we haven't used the Mario brush yet. Love the Mario brush. We love the Mario brush in this household. You subbed 1 minute before the hype train and your contribution didn't count towards it? Really? I didn't account. I feel like it should have counted, question mark. I don't know how this shit works, but... Should we go tweet at Twitch and yell at them? Would that solve the problem? I can get Arma to tweet for me. Is that my only hype train emote? Actually, I might have some. I think I might have some of the old shitty ones. Oh, my emotes. Let's see. Hyperscape emotes. Are these old hype train emotes? Twitch hype train. Okay, here are some hype train emotes, yeah. Damn. Yeah, these old ones are kind of garbage. They're kind of shitty. Wait, why do I have Prime emotes? I don't even have Twitch Prime. Hype fighter. Hey, friends. Yo, it did count. Let's fucking go. Damn, shoutouts to the frog with the lol text. Hyper cool. Yeah, like all those hyper ones are like so weird. I don't know. there is something. Morning, Jaw. How are we doing today? The cheese. The cheese. The cheese touch? Question mark? Just that. Everybody here gets that reference. That's an oldie. We were chilling out. I was doing too much labor earlier. I'm glad to hear you're out of labor now. And you're big vibing. Tricky painting. Low-key, one tricky part is like this, like the sand on the shore here. It's kind of like a weird tone for Mario Paint. But I think it looks good enough. Sometimes when a Mario Paint painting that I'm starting, like sometimes beforehand, I'll think like, oh yeah, this will be super easy. And then other times it's like, damn, this one looks hard AF. And then it a lot of times doesn't end up being what I thought initially in the first place at all. Water is always a hard one to do. I still have to do more on the water. I feel like water really fucks me up. The shading on the darker tree in the background looks perfect. Oh, this one on the right. Feels good. Feels pretty good, man. Here, do you want some of this? We haven't done a music change yet this stream. For those unaware, yes, you can change the music in Mario Paint. But the classic, the bass theme that it gives you, it's just like such a classic. Honestly, a banger, if I might say so myself. Imagine they released Mario Paint 2 with the Switch too. Have you ever heard of Mario Artist Studio, I think is what it was called? On the disk drive for the N64 disk drive. That's like basically Mario Paint 2. Except if you know anything about the N64 disk drive, then yeah. You have not? Yeah. That came out. There's like four versions, I think. I don't know, I'll always say, I think the N64 disk drive is a very tragic, just like, piece of history. Like, I think it's really weird that like so many N64 titles started as disk drive games, but then they just like abandoned the disk drive for whatever reason, and in favor of just making it like a normal cartridge game instead. Which I don't really understand why they did that exactly. Because, you know, because then it's always like, oh, the disk drive failed because it didn't have any games, but every game that they were making as a disk drive game got changed to a normal N64 game, so I don't understand. That's true. Mario Maker does have a lot of Mario Paint references, which is really interesting that they have that. I guess whoever worked on those games just really liked Mario Paint, which Chad devs, honestly. A good game to like. Twitch Partner Plus streams Mario Maker levels. I actually never owned Mario Maker, fun fact. That will be on the test. Oh really, you did? I don't remember those, so that must have been like a long time ago. I think it's crazy how much of a sensation Mario Maker 1 became, and then Mario Maker 2 just wasn't. It just seemed like a worse game. The big thing, as someone who didn't play either game, I played the first game once a long time ago when it was like pretty new, but one thing I will never understand about Mario Maker 2 is how Mario Maker 1 had, for I think every amiibo, it had like a special costume you could play as, and they just removed all of those in Mario Maker 2. Which I just don't understand why. It's like, you have them already. Like, even if you don't make new ones, you can still port over existing ones. I think the only exception is they have Link in Mario Maker 2, which can use like bombs and like play slightly different. But I always thought that was cool, how you could just play as like all these different characters in Mario Maker 1, and they just like scrapped that concept for whatever reason in 2. Today you learned about the N64 disk drive. I'm surprised you've never heard of that before. I'm a big... I have large interests for just like niche stuff like that, or like in just like beta content and stuff that like didn't come out. That stuff is like real fascinating to me. So definitely my day. I've watched like a lot of stuff like about the disk drive. It's just an interesting piece of history. There was last year, there was like one like American disk drive that like surfaced because it basically only released in Japan to my understanding, but then there was some random like American one that got found. It's interesting to think how different today could have been, just like if little things like that were different. Like, y'all know that the PlayStation only exists because Nintendo and Sega had a failed collab for the Super Nintendo to make a disc drive add-on. I don't know, I forget the exact reasoning why it didn't happen, but they were trying to make one happen and then it just didn't, so PlayStation went to make the PlayStation, or Sony went on to make the PlayStation. Even though it was originally just going to be a disc drive add-on for the SNES. But then that failed for a reason I can't recall currently. I feel like that alone is just really interesting. How like if that one little thing was changed, like the PlayStation just might not exist at all in the first place. And that's a big thing as someone who has watched a lot of AVGN. A lot of his videos, you'll get like a little bit of a history lesson with some niche thing that you likely hadn't heard of. Which I think is cool. I think that is pretty cool, in my opinion. Right, Morpheus? Having today off. Actually, I guess it's a Monday, so he'd have today off regardless. This water, low-key, is turning out better than I thought it was going to. I'm also so thirsty. Hmm. I want this mountain to be a little bit more faded. I think it was a little bit too... The gradient of the mountain, of this background, or of the further back mountain, it wasn't to my liking. Just like tap in a little bit more white. I think that looks a bit better. Definitely want to give it that like little depth illusion. Which is a really challenging aspect of doing a Mario Paint painting, is getting the illusion of depth to be believable. Since when something like the mountain being further back, like the colors are gonna be a lot lighter in tone. But I can't really just make the tone lighter. I have to like use white in combination with the base color to give it this dotted look to make it look like a lighter tone. So it's kind of interesting. It's kind of the same philosophy with how I think good shirt designs follow. At least in my opinion, with a good shirt design, it uses limited colors, and you can use like the same tone to create different effects just by using creative effects. Like how the one singular Yeti shirt I designed, how that one uses multiple. It has like multiple illusions of tones, kind of, but the whole thing is using just red, just the same red color, but it has the effect of like a lighter red and a darker red, just by using screen tones. And looking at the the plants down in the corner here, like they're so like curled looking. I wonder if he used like a really like a smaller brush that was, I don't know, like if he like kind of like curled like his hand when he was like pressing the brush into the canvas. Just noticing that. You know, something I appreciate about Mario Paint is how like you can be a little bit below the canvas and you can still like be painting. Like I'm like if I click from down here, like it still like paints a little bit. So you don't have to be like exactly on it. Like there's a little bit of like buffer room when you're on the canvas already, which I think that's cool. Which I never really like clued into until now, which I guess like the red outline being like, yep, you are in the canvas's active area. Which like kind of like it makes the canvas bigger than the actual displayed canvas, which is kind of interesting that they did that. But when you're below the canvas without the red line, if I go up to the same area, like it doesn't count as me being on the canvas. Really interesting programming. Big. I don't really have like this exact tone. I might. What do I use? I might just say fuck it, just use orange. They put some green on it. I was watching, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of this guy. His name's Liam Triforce. I forget, he has like, I think one particular video that's like pretty popular. I forget what the one was that I saw originally. Triforce. What's his most popular video? Videos. Popular. No, his most popular one is a Half-Life retrospective. I know he made a video on Majora's Mask and one on Wind Waker. I think those were like some of the first ones that I ever saw from him. I guess he has like a lot of like retrospective videos. It's kind of like the content that he does. And last night I was watching one on the Wii and then another one on SM64. And in the SM64 one, he talked for like a good like what felt like a half hour about like speedrunning. Like the title of the video for the Mario 64 one was like Mario 64 more than a game. It really kind of is just more than a game. I don't know. I think I do like his videos. From the few videos I have seen by him, they're pretty good. And they're long, so if you like long videos. Yeah, I said Liam Triforce. Yeah. But in his Wii video, he was saying, I forget exactly what it was, but there was like some game where it was having like lag problems, or it was like having problems like tracking the Wii cursor with the Wii remote, because in the settings he had the Wii remote volume turned up, but once he turned the volume all the way down, it fixed the problem. And it was like, bro. He was saying like, I want to see what the code for that looks like. But watching like the Mario 64 video last night, it just made me think to myself, like, how long does it take to write something like this? Because like, goddamn, I couldn't even like think about like talking about like SM64 or something like that for that long. I've never seen Luigi's Mansion one. Probably a multi-week project. Especially for the Mario 64 one, like that video is an hour 51 minutes. So like that would have like a lot of planning going into it. Liam. You know, in the Mario 64 video, he does actually like bring up like a bunch of the top runners, including Liam. He does mention Liam. Which I guess, yeah, like in the modern day of SM64, like I feel like speedrunning is like as synonymous with SM64, like it's just like so like important to it, I guess. It's such a big thing. Hey Max, how was your gaming session? Did you win? If you turn off the sound, it just plays to the TV speakers. Oh, I don't know if I ever realized that. That's interesting. That is a unique, kind of quirky thing, honestly. We won at least one? Hell yeah, baby. That's what you like to see. Yeah, Ebo sent me an invite to try that game, like beta test it, so we'll see if I end up trying it at some point or not. Or in the comments of the Wii video, because at the start of that Wii retrospective, he was talking about Wii Sports for a good bit of it, which makes sense since Wii Sports was definitely a lot of people's first introduction to the Wii. And I remember a comment mentioned how bowling was really hype because you could play Wii bowling with only one controller. Like if you wanted to play like 4 players, you could still, like, everybody could still play. And that is a hype thing. I felt validated when he was talking about how like clunky boxing felt, how like it didn't feel very responsive. I was like, hell yeah. I remember boxing and Wii Sports being pretty like unreliable, in my opinion. Damn. You getting this Archie going in there? That y'all are up to right now? Like boxing was definitely clanky as shit. I vividly remember the hooks on the left and the right. Those were like impossible to do consistently. I felt like they just worked whenever they wanted to for me. Yeah. I definitely remember when we got a Wii way back in the day, I only had Wii Sports for the longest time, and I remember like that got like a little like boring after a little bit. It was like, I want to play something that isn't just Wii Sports. I remember when I went to my friend's house, because like, God, I remember like when he got a Wii, like that shit was so hype. It was like, holy shit, it's a Wii. But I remember like back in that era, it was like if we wanted to play on it, like we had to play like a half hour of like something active. So we had to play like a half hour of like Wii Fit or like Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort, whatever. And then we were allowed to play like whatever we wanted after that. Which honestly, low-key kind of a Chad strat. I think from like a parenting perspective, I think that's honestly a pretty good move. You're like, oh yeah, like, you know, get some activity with this and then, you know, play Mario or whatever you want after that. Because especially like as a kid, like Wii Fit was like honestly fun. That game was hype. I liked Wii Fit a lot. I remember I liked the tightrope game a lot. That one was pretty cool. I never had Wii Play. I don't remember ever playing Wii Play either. But I think people usually say good things of it. Used to have like an hour only on electronics growing up. Oh yeah, that was like the classic. I remember we never had that specifically. Like I don't remember our parents ever being like, you can only play this for this amount of time. I have to go run some errands. The classic owl errands. I think I am mostly done with this painting. I'm just kind of like, you know, seeing if there's anything small I can do, but maybe I'll see you at some point later in the day. But goodbye for now. Thanks for chilling. All that good stuff. The only like exception that I remember is if we stayed home from school, like I don't know, it's still kind of like weird thinking about it, but I remember if we were like home from school, like if we were sick or something, we weren't allowed to play any of the consoles. So being like the N64, GameCube, Super Nintendo, we weren't allowed to play those, but we were allowed to play like the DS, like any handhelds, those were still on the table, which I don't really fully understand. Like all right, like it'd be one thing if it's like, oh, like not allowed to play video games because you were sick. I feel like that would be. I feel like I would get that a little bit more, but it's like I don't really get the logic there exactly. Of no home consoles, but handhelds are okay. That one is a little. I'm uncertain about that one. Boom. We were only allowed to play handheld consoles while riding in the car and not in the house, bruh. Were you allowed to like go outside and like play the handhelds out there? It doesn't really make sense though to like limit the use of the handhelds to like only the car. like it's a good place to play the handhelds, definitely, but it's like limiting it to just there. I don't really get the reason behind that. Okay, I think I'm gonna call this painting done. I don't know. I think it's good enough right now.